feel like I'm getting outpowered by him. Oh, a little contact there with Ocon. That was not the cleanest pass in the world. Hello, race fans, and welcome back to the F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. It is the Russian Grand Prix today, season number 1. In the last episode, it was the Singapore Grand Prix, and boy, oh boy, what a race that was. If you missed that one, I'll put a link to that in the top right-hand corner of your screen, and I highly recommend you go back and give that one a watch. If you missed it, you do need to watch that race before you watch this episode. That is a landmark episode for us as a team. I'll give it 5 seconds. Give you time to go click it. If you didn't see it, give you time. I'll give you time. Okay, time's up. Spoiler time. We got our first podium. We finished third at Singapore after a brilliant strategy when the rains came, put us in a position to be up at the front. We took advantage of stupid AI and bad strategies on their part to get up the running order, and we limped across the line with a flat right rear tire nonetheless. That thing blew on the last lap. I didn't know it at the time. Didn't realize it until afterwards, but we got third, our first podium, and Nick DeVries scored in the points as well, finishing 10th. So a banner day for our team, and as a result, as you see on the calendar, we have a podium celebration party, a new event, a new activity for the team. Since we finished on the podium, I figure we might as well enjoy it. So that's what we're going to do, along with a driver promotion filming. Not a lot of time between now and the Russian Grand Prix. We do have a major chassis upgrade waiting for us before the race weekend. Hopefully that comes through. That would be huge if we could get that. So let's roll time forward and see what happens. And the upgrade failed, which is really unfortunate. That would have been nice to have. That would have been nice to have for this race, but we'll have to refire that one and get it back underway. So speaking of R&D, let's take a look at the way things are shaping up right now. You can see here on the graph where we stand, about mid-pack, right beneath McLaren, right above AlphaTauri. Renault really falling down the order to the third worst on the grid. That's kind of surprising. They have not been keeping up on the upgrades, but as far as our R&D in progress, there's our failed part that just failed right now, that engine cover. So we'll have to get that one going. We've got another major chassis update in the wings for October 5th and a major powertrain update, the cylinder head, estimated for October 12th. So October is going to have a lot going on. This car is going to make big leaps and bounds once these start coming through. On the facility side of thing, we had almost $5 million coming out of the Singapore Grand Prix. And what I did is I went to the personnel department and purchased the first tier of upgrades here that we hadn't got already. So the simulator and the fitness centers. So the simulator improves pace stat, fitness centers for racecraft and awareness stats. So we're going to be level 1 across the board on personnel after this weekend. That simulator, when that comes through, you guys are going to love it. I've seen it in other YouTubers' playthroughs, but the level 1 simulator, the upgrade from this one, it's very cool. I'm looking forward to you guys seeing that. It'll be pretty neat, but that'll be after today's race. Let's take a look at the point standings before we head to the track. Bottas really had a great weekend in Singapore, and Lewis Hamilton finished outside the points. A huge shakeup there, and as a result, Bottas takes over the points lead by 6 points over his teammate. And remember, I've been hammering on this point. Hamilton had a 50-point lead going into the French Grand Prix, and it has been downhill for him since then. Bottas has really stepped it up, and Singapore was a big swing in momentum. Really fun to watch these two have this fight. I'm glad Hamilton isn't just running away with it. The Ferraris 3rd and 4th, Albon, Verstappen 5th and 6th, Ricciardo, Norris, we're in 9th, and Sainz in 10th. So we split the two McLaren drivers in very tight fight from 7th all the way down to 11th with Ocon. And we had a haul of points for finishing in 3rd. We got 15 points to our name. That was huge. Perez, Giovinazzi, Stroll, Raikkonen, Magnussen, Kvyat, Gasly, Grosjean, and our teammate Nick DeVries finally with a point to his name, leaving only the two Williams drivers as those yet to score a point. On the constructor side, Mercedes completely running away with that. We are 7th, only 2 points behind Racing Point, and made a big gap over Alfa Romeo by way of our double points day in Singapore. So things are looking up, looking good, but now we've got Sochi on our minds, a racetrack that I actually quite enjoy, and hopefully our car's up to snuff. A lot of expectations on us after a 4th place in Hungary, and a 3rd place in Singapore. People are going to be looking to Schildspeed for more point finishes. Nick DeVries, I'm talking to you, brother. Let's get another one. That said, let's head to the track and see how we can fare in Russia. Welcome to the paddock here in Russia. Let's take a look at the performance index ahead of the Russian Grand Prix. Mercedes has been making steady progress over the past few races. Ferrari has leapt Red Bull. Those two have been very, very even, but Mercedes is pulling away from both of them. Racing Point has established itself as the 4th best car on the grid, pulling away from the rest of the midfield not there of Alfa Romeo, Haas, Renault. We're in there. AlphaTauri's in there. All right on top of each other. McLaren as well. So, yeah, it seems like Alfa Romeo, McLaren, AlphaTauri, and us are all right on top of each other. That's Renault below us and Haas below them, and Williams down there in Williams land. Let's take a look at the R&D in progress. We did get that major weight reduction that failed ahead of this race back underway, so that'll be done right before the other major chassis upgrades. So 2 major chassis upgrades should be ready for the car for Suzuka next time out, which will be great because with Suzuka, all those twists and turns and S-curves and everything, having a very nice chassis is going to be helpful there. And finally, let's take a look at the rivalry coming into today's race. We're up 12-5 on Lando Norris. Really gained a lot of ground on him with our podium finish in Singapore last time out, so that's good to have a little breathing room there. But enough of that. It's time to get down to the race. Let's head to Crofty with the pre-race and the grid rundown.
Welcome along then to Sochi and the Russian Grand Prix, one of 8 cities in the world to play host to both the Olympics and a Formula One race. It's a Grand Prix that's proven difficult to crack for anyone beyond the first 2 rows of the grid in recent years, so let's see if that can change today. Situated just 3 miles from the Georgian border, the 3.6 miles Sochi Autodrome has 2 notable overtaking opportunities into turn 1 and then turn 13. 18 corners in total here, 12 to the right and 6 to the left, and it's an average lap speed of around 130 miles per hour. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for the race today. Why don't we kick off by discussing Max Verstappen? There's a new gearbox in the back of that car, which means a grid penalty, and hopefully some excitement as they make their way through the field.
Fingers crossed that's one failure they won't have to worry about today at least. There's not much of a silver lining to starting down the field with a penalty, but I think they'll be able to make some of that back up over the course of the race.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Hamilton, Vettel, Daniel Ricciardo, and Kvyat, Stroll, Davidson, Verstappen, and Esteban Ocon, Albon, Sainz, Kimi Raikkonen, and Norris, Grosjean, Perez, Nick DeVries, and Antonio Giovinazzi. Magnussen, Latifi, Russell, and Pierre Gasly picks up the final grid slot today. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Welcome to the grid here at Sochi. A cloudy, overcast day here. The sun might peek out towards the end of the Grand Prix, but it was all sun all throughout practice and qualifying. But now we've got immense cloud cover here for this race. No threat of rain, just cloud cover. And again, the sun may peek out by the time the checkered flag flies. Let's take a look at the race strategy for today. It's a 27-lap event, and it's going to be a one-stopper for us. Either way, we can go softs to mediums or softs to hards. Boy, I love a good strategy here. So it's going to be softs to mediums. We'll go with the softer compound. If we can pull it off, why not? Hards are supposedly 5 seconds slower over the course of the run, so I don't know why I would pick that one. So we'll go with the softs to mediums and see what happens here. Maybe we'll get a safety car to spice things up, but for now, a one-stopper, 10 laps on softs, then 17 to the end on mediums. All right, here we go. From the 8th position, lights out and we are gone. Not a good start for Stroll. Long run down to turn 1 here. We can't get anybody. It's going to be a big dive by Ocon and Verstappen. We get split there. Bounce off Ocon a little bit. So not a very good start. Puts us back to 10th where we originally qualified. Now we're under assault from Sainz. Bad start for us here. Really, really bad start. I went really tentative into turn 1. Usually I'm really, really aggressive going into turn 1, but I went super tentative in there and paid the price. No DRS yet. We'll get DRS next time by. But we're just, it feels like we're lacking down the straightaways a little bit compared to some of these guys. I feel like I'm getting outpowered by them. Oh, a little contact there with Ocon. That was not the cleanest pass in the world.
Nice move. Good job.
Thanks, Jeff. It's pretty dirty.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead, and in the DRS...
He had to look at us. He had to look at us in the second to last corner.
You're increasing the gap on the car behind by 0.5 per lap.
And we hold him off again. Ocon really wants to get back by us. He's not happy, I'm sure, with that pass we put on him. But, hey, man. Don't be mad at me for pulling the old NASCAR move on you. I know it's Formula 1, but I'm a NASCAR guy. We get Verstappen's DRS here. We reeled him back a little bit. Not bad to hang with the Red Bull. Not bad at all. He's just a little bit better than we are. I lost his DRS, and now here comes Ocon with it, but he's not going to get there. Got a little train with him. We got to be really careful about this, but I'm not sure. Oh, God, I left that open. Ocon tried to make it on the outside. I left it wide open for him. Hard to make that pass right there, but I feel like this is about as good as it gets for us right now on pace. Car doesn't seem to have a whole lot more than this. All right, halfway through this first run on these soft tires. Remember, we're pitting around lap 10. Not horrible, but yeah, we just feel a little bit slow. Just feel a little bit slow. I see Stroll up there in 7th. Great run for the Racing Point. I can't believe how fast they are. But remember, at the beginning of the race, we looked at the performance index. They were the standalone 4th best car on the grid now, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised. There goes Ocon. I'm not even going to fight him. Now we have his DRS. I'm happy just to stay in his DRS zone, just let him pull us around the racetrack. Honestly, as he locks it up a little bit. Don't worry, buddy.
Be aware we expect the grip levels to start falling away soon.
They already are, Jeff. Thank you. Perfect timing as always. See, this is perfect. We're just letting Ocon pull us around the racetrack with his DRS right now, but Albon, I think, has snuck back into mine. So that Red Bull, saw how strong the Red Bull of Verstappen was when he was in front of us. Now here comes Albon in his own Red Bull, trying to make up for a really poor finish last time out. All right, this is our in lap here. Let's see what we can do. Full battery, full rich mode, and DRS. We're going to make easy work out of Ocon. All right, we follow Verstappen into the pits here. We were making up a little bit of time on Verstappen before we even hit pit road, so that's exciting. Here we go, boys. Get us a good stop. Do 7.
Release. Pit strategy complete. See these tires through to the end now.
And that puts us plumb last. We lost some time to Verstappen. Pit stop was slow. Oh, boy. Got to deal with the 2 Williams cars here. I think George Russell just crashed. Now we got to deal with Latifi. We'll muscle past him. See you later. We got out in front of Albon by over a second, so that's good. Picked up some time on him. Verstappen's gained time on us in the meanwhile. He's over 3 seconds out now. Now we got to deal with Magnussen. Let's take him on the outside. That's fine. No penalty. We keep going. Couple more in the lane. Now put us back into 9th. But with a healthy gap over Albon behind us. Very healthy gap. Now we just need to settle in. Verstappen and Stroll are probably going to start scrapping here. Maybe that'll send one of them back our way, or both of them back our way.
P9, you're running in P9. Verstappen is ahead of you. Gap to car in front is 2.7 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Albon behind. The gap to the car behind is 3.1 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. The distance to the leader is 16.0 seconds. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 15 laps still remaining.
There's your mid-race update. Car feels pretty good on these mediums. Feels pretty decent. Obviously not as fast as the softs, but still pretty nimble. And I think we can run decent lap times here. Maybe bring Verstappen back to us. Verstappen really hasn't caught Stroll at all. Surprising. Norris takes over 10th from Albon. Looks like they're fighting. Norris, our rival. Got to make sure we stay in front of him. Looks like there's an AlphaTauri maybe in front of Stroll. Is that possible? In 6th, is that right? No way. No way. I just took a look at the race director. That is Daniel Kvyat, who's in 6th in the AlphaTauri. How? That's incredible. What a performance from him. Meanwhile, Gasly's way down the running order. So go figure. Now, Daniel Kvyat in an AlphaTauri is running 6th here in the Russian Grand Prix, while his teammates in like 17th. There you go. Looks like Stroll got past him. Maybe he can get Verstappen to slow down a little bit for us. If he can hold up Verstappen a little bit, that'd be awesome. Surely Verstappen will get him on this run down the straightaway with DRS, right? Maybe not. Wow, that AlphaTauri is fast.
We're leading our teammate by 16.2 seconds.
That's great. Way to go, Nick. Doing awesome, man. Looks like Norris is catching us ever so slightly. Well, I think in order to make sure we get home safely with fuel, we're going to have to resign ourselves to at least the position we're in right now. I don't think we're going to be able to chase down Kvyat and Verstappen. I was having to use a lot of fuel to try and catch them, and I really wasn't catching them all that much. I was just sort of hanging out around that 2.5 to 3 second mark, and that just isn't, you can't do anything with that. They're getting each other's DRS and all that. I'm just using up resources trying to catch them, so I have to let them go. Understand the strengths and weaknesses of our car and work with what we got. We're going to have to battle with Norris here for 9th and 10th. That's going to be the fight for this race. Remember, he's our rival. We cannot let him finish in front of us. Cannot. Just trying to save up some fuel. We're plus 30 on fuel. Try to build our battery back up, too. I had pretty much depleted it trying to chase down Kvyat and Verstappen. So if Norris, rather, is going to get here and fight with us, we're going to need a full complement of battery and fuel to do fair battle with him, to keep him at bay. I don't think it's a matter of if, but when that he gets to our back bumper. It doesn't look like he's bringing Albon with him, so I don't think we have to worry about more than him. So that's good news. Looks like we're going to get points today. The question is it 1 or 2? I'll try and stay out of DRS zone for him. Got to keep him more than a second behind us. And he won't be able to catch us at that point. If he doesn't get DRS, he's not going to catch us. All right, 3 laps to go. We have kept that gap from Norris pretty nice. It's been doing everything I need to with battery and fuel to stay ahead of him, stay out of DRS zone. It's been perfect. It's actually worked out perfectly. Giving up on that fight with Kvyat and Verstappen, understanding we were not fast enough to deal with them. Changing our plan to protect our 9th place position. That was the priority. We did it. All right, white flag.
Final lap of the race.
Last time around Sochi. Not a bad race all in all. This is the pace that we had. This was how good we were, was 9th best. And I kind of felt that at the early start of the race, too. When we lost those positions after starting 8th, and we're trying to hang in the pack, it just did not feel like we were going to hang in the pack at all. And we didn't. But this was the pace that we brought. We're down on engine a little bit from other people. We got 2 Honda-powered cars in front of us in Kvyat and Verstappen as well. So we got some work to do. But all in all, nice job by the car. 10th best is nothing to sneeze at. Bottas wins, extends his points lead. Oh my goodness. Lewis Hamilton's going to be raging. A couple more corners for us. We'll bring this thing home in 9th. Ahead of our rival Lando Norris. And across the line we come. 9th place finish in Russia. Not bad at all.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
I'll take it. I'll take it. It's not a podium, but it still feels pretty good. Antonio Giovinazzi, your driver of the day. Good for him.
So, another fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it.
Valtteri Bottas gets the win and the fastest lap, so maximum points day for him. He'll gain another 8 points over Hamilton in the championship. Vettel, Leclerc, 3rd and 4th. Ricciardo with a great run for Renault in 5th. Lance Stroll 6th. How about Daniel Kvyat in the AlphaTauri in 7th? That dude had great pace today. Unbelievable. Better than Max Verstappen in 8th. We get 9th. Lando Norris, our rival, 1 spot behind us in 10th. Albon out of the points in the Red Bull. That's surprising. Giovinazzi 12th. Sainz, Raikkonen your top 14. Ocon, Perez, Gasly, De Vries in 18th. Grosjean, Magnussen, Russell, and Latifi at the back. Kind of like we're used to seeing. So how about that? Kvyat in an AlphaTauri goes 7th. Gasly in an AlphaTauri 17th. Interesting. Very interesting. Look at the updated standings. That's a 14-point lead now for Hamilton. We're still in 9th, 1 point back from Norris in 8th. On the constructor side, We lose another couple points to Racing Point by way of Stroll's top 10 finish. We distance ourselves further from Alfa Romeo. So it's going to take something big for us to reel in these Racing Points. They are fast. Very, very fast. And I'm not getting a lot of help from DeVries. So perhaps we have to readjust our goal for 7th by the end of the year. We'll see. All right, it's a push between us in the rivalry. We both gained 3 points there. So it's 15-8 with 4 races left. We're halfway to the goal. Still in good shape. 7 points up on the rivalry there. We look at the acclaim. Nothing really doing there. Nick, come on, man. Need more out of you. Take a look at the money report. Always very important. Full complement of payouts from all of our sponsors. $882,000. No damage deductions for either of us as well. Outstanding. A good clean race for both of us. That's like $1 million weekend right there. Not bad. And that'll do it for the Russian Grand Prix. A 9th place finish for us. Not bad at all. I'm pretty pleased with that. It became very evident as that race went on that we were not going to be much faster than that, and we really had to manage the fuel and the battery to stay in front of Norris. But that was fun. That is a fun side of F1. Is managing your resources, managing your fuel, and your ERS. This year, especially with it just being an overtake button, you get a lot of control, and I like control. So we hold on for 9th, and we'll get some new upgrades here. The simulator right there is going to be upgraded the next time you see it to a higher performing one, something I think we'd all be a little bit jealous of as sim racers. But, yeah, things are looking pretty good here. We got some R&D points. We got some big upgrades coming before next episode's race at Suzuka. For sure, one major chassis upgrade guaranteed to be on there, and perhaps a second one as well if we're lucky. So possibly 2 major chassis upgrades for Suzuka could see us going very, very fast around a racetrack that I like quite a bit. So we'll look forward to seeing y'all in the next episode. Appreciate you watching this one. If you enjoyed it, let me know by leaving a thumbs up on it and leaving a comment down below. I love to hear your thoughts on these episodes, the races. Let me know your thoughts on the Russian Grand Prix, our 9th place finish, some of the battling that we had, and our very clear, defined space of where we were going to run compared to the rest of those cars. Let me know what you think about those Racing Points coming to life here towards the end of the season. Do you think we're going to be able to get in front of them in the Constructors, or do you think we're going to be resigned to a 7th place in the Constructor standings if we can stay ahead of Alfa Romeo? Curious to get your thoughts on that. If you want to connect with me, do it on the social media accounts linked in the description below. And as always, you can join our Discord and our community. Link to that in the description as well. I hope I earned your subscription today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, we are growing over 700 strong, pushing to 800. I would love to see us get to at least 800 subscribers before we finish this season. 5 races left. I think we can do it. Thank you so much for your support. And as always, be good to each other. We will see you in the next episode.